Hello, and welcome back to the Glimmer Project. So this is the second video. The first one was an extreme rough draft, and this isn't much more polished. Still don't have microphone and special light and all of that kind of accoutrement, as my husband would say. But I have made a few notes and I have a little clearer idea of what I want to talk about in this video, which isn't a lot. But one of the goals is just to talk a little bit about what I think the Glimmer Project is, what I'm hoping to get out of it, what you might get out of it. So, what is a glimmer? And what is the Glimmer Project? It's the purposeful seeking of joy. So, the opposite of a trigger, but similar to a trigger, it's an embodied, it's a somatic response. So you might not realize right away that you are experiencing something good, something better, but your body will often give it away. That's your first clue. So part of the Glimmer Project is being curious and figuring out ways to pay attention to the body so that we can notice those moments of joy more often. And what's the point of being more joyful? Well, I believe that it raises our energy as well as our vibes. And so that means the more often that we are able to be in that moment, experience that moment of joy, it means that we are not focused on all of the crap going on around us. And I think that can only be a good thing. That doesn't mean that I want to be a Pollyanna and only think about good things and think that there's nothing wrong with the world. I just don't want to focus on that. That's not where I want my energy to go. And I think that focusing on the good stuff increases my energy, makes me feel better. Hopefully, I'll be someone who can make other people feel better. Part of the project is also learning how to capture the moments, learning how to pay attention to when they're happening. How do I feel it in my body? Where they're happening? What is the situation? How? Where? All of those questions to get a better idea of to capture it. Once these have been captured, there's a better chance that we can recreate them. So I think of the Glimmer Project as a treasure box of collecting moments and documenting how it made me feel, why it made me feel. Did it make me curious? Where did that lead? So the Glimmer Project is a path. It's a decision to move forward and to try and live life in the moment, especially focusing on moments of joy. And I have all sorts of ideas and things that I've heard and things that I feel like I can weave into this journey. And that's something that I'm hoping to provide through these videos. I want to share my glimmer moments. I want to offer a space in the comments for you to share yours with me. I want to have conversations about what it was and why it felt good and how I can do it again and all of the conversations that might be brought up. And I also am just wanting to work on the practice of doing YouTube videos. So these first ones are going to be rough, but they're going to be an opportunity for me to figure out editing and preparation and accessories and all of it. And I hope that you can understand where I'm coming from and that I'm a newbie and that I really appreciate your openness, your patience, and any ideas that you have. And a little bit about who I am. So I'm a practicing queen. And to me, that means that it's that time between motherhood and crone. So I am not actively raising my children. My children are, if not exactly flown, they're learning how to fly, and they don't need me as much as they did. And a crone, as much as I love the idea of being an old wise woman, which is what I think of when I hear the word crone, and it is something that I aspire to. It's it's something that I'm still striving for. So a queen is the idea of personal sovereignty and going after what I'm curious about, following the breadcrumbs. So a lot of this started, well, first because I couldn't wait to turn 50 and and accept the crown of a crone. Even though I've changed the whole definition a little bit, I've always felt like an old soul. And it felt like I had finally arrived. It seemed like 50 was a good age to say that I'm entering old wise womanhood. And it's brought forward an interest I have in the possibilities of postmenopausal life and curiosity about myths and stories and attitudes. And it's all been things that I am wanting and have been curious to explore. So part of that process was kind of spontaneously buying a house in Ireland, which I've named Crone's Cottage. And I bought it with the vision of having it be a place for women to gather, to be queens, to heal and connect and explore and expand. And this was all on a gut feeling. And I jumped. It's a fool's journey. I took the big leap. I did not and still do not know exactly how this house and myself will combine to offer whatever it is I'm supposed to offer. There's just a true conviction that this was meant to be, and that the journey is as much the point as whatever the final product will be. And I went through kind of the imposter syndrome of, well, I'll open it so that other people can have retreats there, which I'm still open to doing. But I did it out of fear. That decision was out of fear that I didn't have anything that I could offer, that I wasn't good enough, smart enough, enough to put together an offering that people would enjoy. I didn't think that I had enough innate information or things to offer, and I didn't want it to be work. I didn't want to feel like I had to get a degree. Wasn't interested in getting a degree. I wasn't interested in learning a skill. I didn't want to feel like I had to measure up and get a certificate or any of that. It's been a slow process of trusting that I have a way to offer a path towards self-discovery that doesn't rely on any specific modality or religion. It's come as you are. It can be as metaphysical woo-woo as we want it, or it can be just noticing how nice it is to notice joy in our lives. So it's pretty broad, and I'm definitely just focusing on the journey. I have hopes of what I'd like to do and what I'd like to share with people in Ireland, because I do believe that it's a very special place. But right now just feels like the right time to open up to my own instincts and maybe be an example of how to trust yourself. So I'm going to wrap this up, but that's a basic overview of what I hope to offer on this channel. And I hope that you'll respond so we can have a conversation. And I look forward to getting better at all of this. And I wish you well.